Recently, someone I consider a friend called out Christians that support President Trump on social media. He questioned how evangelicals could support Trump in spite of his moral record. Personally, I don't feel like I have to defend President Trump's moral character or his tweets to defend his policies. We are not a theocracy, and President Trump is not our moral leader. He is our political leader. And as our political leader, one of the many reasons that I support President Trump is his defense of the Constitution, a Constitution that has been under increasing attacks by the Democratic Party. The Democrats have already floated ideas about abolishing the Electoral College and stacking the Supreme Court, both of which are supported by Mayor Pete and some of the other Democratic candidates for president. And at the same time, when sociologists are suggesting that adolescence for many children lasts until the mid-20s, Democrats have also suggested lowering the voting age to 16. President Trump also still supports due process and the assumption that you are innocent until proven guilty. It is clear from the Brett Kavanaugh hearings and the way the Democrats handled the Trump impeachment in the House of Representatives that the Democrats have decided that due process and the assumption of innocence are antiquated relics of jurisprudence that should be wiped from our collective memories as soon as possible. President Trump also supports our First Amendment rights that prohibit the government from making laws restricting our free exercise of religion. The Democrats are trying to change our free exercise rights to a freedom to worship. It is basically a keep your faith in the closet campaign. An opinion piece in the Washington Times on how President Obama was infringing on our First Amendment rights, titled "Obama's Freedom to Worship Assaults First Amendment," does a great job of detailing the Obama administration's assault on religious freedom as well as explaining the original intent of the framers. Hillary Clinton made it clear that if elected, her administration would continue the progressive assault on our religious liberties when she said, "Deep-seated cultural codes, religious beliefs, and structural biases have to be changed." An opinion piece in the New York Post described it as Hillary Clinton's war on faith. The Washington Post printed the same opinion but titled it "Hillary Clinton is a Threat to Religious Liberty." Fortunately, Donald Trump was elected president and the progressive agenda to curtail religious liberty was postponed. As president, Donald Trump has turned back the clock on religious persecution in the United States and is working to do the same around the world. Recent accusations that China was harvesting organs from Muslims and other religious groups, growing anti-Semitism, and the increasing persecution and genocide of Christians around the world make President Trump's focus on religious persecution crucial. Why is religious liberty important? Because all of the totalitarian regimes have persecuted people of faith. And why is that? It's because people of faith have a higher loyalty than to that of the state. And anyone that has a higher loyalty to something other than the state cannot be easily manipulated. And because they cannot be easily manipulated, they cannot be tolerated. Religious liberty is also important because studies show that areas that have the greatest religious freedom also have the greatest economic opportunity and respect for human dignity. There are many other reasons why I support President Trump to protect the Constitution versus the Democrat alternatives. Let's just say that when it comes to the Constitution, the Democrats point their fingers at President Trump, screaming "fire, fire," while at the same time they try to burn the parchment that the Constitution was written on. Modern progressivism has become a form of tyranny, intolerant of dissent, and needs to be excised from our culture like a cancer before it metastasizes. When you compare President Trump's behavior to that of the Democrats, supporting Trump is an easy choice. In addition to President Trump's support for the Constitution, I have many more reasons why this evangelical Christian supports President Trump, and I hope to find the time to record more videos that support my positions. But let me finish with this. 16 years before he became president, in a speech now known as the Reagan Freedom Speech, Ronald Reagan rocked the 1964 Republican National Convention with this reminder of the fragile nature of freedom. He said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same, or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." You know, our hope lies in those that are willing to be on the wrong side of history and swim against the tide of public opinion. And you may be one of those people. I highly recommend checking out Prager University videos at prageru.com. They have short videos that discuss subjects like socialism, communism, capitalism, identity politics, racism, and tons of other subjects. And then I suggest that you share the videos with your friends and loved ones and start a conversation about freedom and how to fight for it and how to pass it on to the next generation. So hope you enjoyed my video, and hopefully I'll get some more out for you. Thanks.